When people think of ancient Rome today, we imagine towering public buildings in marble. If one were to ask us what it might be like to live in Rome, we would recount stories of gladiator games and luxury. However, few stop to actually think about the living conditions in ancient Rome and the average house of a commoner or plebe. Truthfully, most historical classes lack the exploration of the average house, which influences how we interpret the culture of ancient Rome today. An image that might come to mind when thinking about Roman houses would most likely be a grand old house arranged around an open garden, such as mansions archaeologists found in Pompeii, which show the old Italic and Etruscan house styles. This represents a courtyard type of construction, with rooms built around an open central area. It was here that Romans would show off their wealth and social status through decoration, with Roman aristocracy having builders make additions to demonstrate their wealth for all to see, as an ancient Roman Marcus Livius Drusus said to a builder, "You should apply your skills to arranging my house in such a way that whatever I do should be visible to everyone." Romans were using their house to demonstrate their social rank and to be in the public eye, as Marcus Tullius Cicero said, "My house stands in full view of virtually the whole city." Romans decorated their houses to display their social standing, and as such, members of the higher classes' houses were fairly ostentatious for the time. Many Romans viewed this as morally wrong, seeing it to be luxuria or a vice that caused people to squander their money. This can be seen as Cornelius Nepos praises a man named Atticus for not being obsessed with his house's outward appearance. Though he was a very rich man, no man was less addicted to buying or building than he. Yet he lived in very good style and had everything of the best. For he showed more regard to convenience than expense, and Atticus made no alteration in his house except such as he was obliged to make by the effects of time. The houses displayed the Romans' advanced architecture, as builders wrote books dedicated to their positions, procedures, and measurements of the materials for building, such as Vitruvius's Book 4. Truthfully, these domus, or single-family residences, were scarce, with most being stylized in the fashion of the closed unit consisting of 1 or 2 rooms. However, between 312 to 315 AD, Rome had 1,700 domus versus its 44,000 insulae. These insula have been the subject of great debate for historians of Roman culture, as they argued of the various meanings of the word. Insula was the word used to describe apartment buildings or the apartments themselves, meaning apartment or inhabitable room, demonstrating just how small the apartments for plebes were. Urban divisions were originally street blocks and later began to divide into smaller divisions. The word insula referred to both the blocks and the smaller divisions. The insula contained synecula, tabernae, storage rooms under the stairs, and the lower floor shops. Another type of housing unit for the plebes were censulum, an apartment divided into 3 individual rooms, cubiculum, exedra, and medium. You can see a house with medium pictured here. Roman apartments were mainly masses of smaller and larger structures, many with narrow balconies that present mysteries as to their use, having no doors to access them. The Roman apartments lacked the excessive decoration and display of wealth that aristocrats' houses contained. Luxury in houses was not common, as the life of the average person did not consist of being in their houses. They instead would go to public baths and engage in other communal activities, with only the rich having luxuries of bilneia, or private baths in their house, much as the rich throughout history have great luxuries within their houses. Today, the Roman houses can teach us about their social standards, morals, and architecture, and they are truly a link to understanding the Roman culture.